Hi, it's Natalie from Autism Autism Girl. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing another kind of fun video today. Instead of doing an autism video, because I just really wanted to cover this before I do another autism video. So anyway, I'm going to be talking about good and bad series finales. So I'm going to say rank the good ones and then say why I consider it to be such a good finale, and then for the bad ones, I'm just gonna state them and say why they're so bad. But I'm not gonna rank them from bad to worse because that just seems weird. So anyway, let's get started. So the good series finale list. So first of all, we have Star versus the Force of Evil. Now there are spoiler warnings in this video, just giving you a spoiler warning. So anyway, Star and Star versus the Force of Evil. So Star, I just love it because it made me cry. But it was open-ended, but it was also satisfying. Now the ending to Star versus the Force of Evil is kind of controversial, and she loves it because she said it's about her. So anyway, so Star, and Marco go to destroy the magic in order to save her kingdom. But then, the episode before, she knows that Marco's going to be sent back to Earth and she may never see him again. But anyway, she realizes she has to do this. So, upon going to the finale, in the finale, Star destroys magic, attempts to destroy magic when she realizes that her ex Tom has been trapped in the magic dimension, so Marco goes off to go deal with Tom, and Star goes to destroy the magic, her family's legacy. And so her mother and Eclipse, previous queen, show up, and they go, and the mom says, you don't need to end it, the age of queens and magic needs to end, but you don't need to end it by yourself. So then she says she has a lot to make up for, but she wants to end it together. So then they begin to destroy magic. Meanwhile, Mina's still looking for Globgor and Eclipsa. And so she finds that River and some other guy are taking Globgor to a magic sanctuary to heal him. So then she finds them in the magic sanctuary after Marco restores Tom's memory. And then Stars, then Eclipsa and the Mom Moon successfully destroy magic. So then the portals start to close, and they're leaving to go to the portals back to Muni, but then Star tells Marco, you have to go back through the Earth Well. And so he goes, what's the plan for seeing each other? And so she doesn't think, she says there's a plan. And they hug goodbye, thinking it's the last time they're going to see each other. But then Star makes a decision to go to Earth. As she goes through the Muni portal, ends up on Muni, she decides she's going to go to Earth. So she falls back down into the magic dimension, and Glossaric, the guy with the book, tells her that the Earth Well closed a while ago, but Marco's still there. And so she asks him what he's doing here, and he says, well, I guess the same as you. And he asked her what happens if they stay here, and she says she doesn't care because with or without magic. And he agrees they belong together. And as you see, their cheeks are glowing, and a little swirly magic thing comes out of them as they say this and embrace. So then Star wakes up on Muni, Marco wakes up on Earth. Star discovers the Solarian warriors are defeated, and everyone's okay. But then Tom tells her about a portal. And so in the sky, something in the sky. And so Marco wakes up with Jana, and so he runs to go get to this portal to try to get to Muni. But then he doesn't make it in time, but then the portal closes. Turns out it wasn't a portal, it was actually Muni and Earth forming cleaving together. And Star and Marco greet each other as the series concludes. So that's a summary of the Star versus the Force Reveal finale. It's open-ended, but it's beautiful. And it concludes the Star and Marco story. So that's why I love it. So anyway, then you have Amphibia. Amphibia is a completely different ball game. It's emotional because they discover the moon's coming to Earth because the core is trying to destroy the planet Amphibia. And Sasha and Marcy take the power remaining from the stones, and they decide they're gonna go up and go try to stop the moon. And Andreas decides to help, but then it's not enough. So then Anne, learning from one of the Mother Ohm, that she can ask the stones to give her the power to defeat any foe, whatever the cost of her life. So then she does this, and she destroys the moon, just saving the world. But then she dies, and then she ends up on this other place, and a guardian of the multiverse offers her a job to be the multiverse's new guardian. But she says she's not ready, as she's still only 13. So she thinks she'll reconsider when she lives her life. So she's sent back along with a small copy of the stones, but it was a one ticket only. So they go back to Earth, they have the heartfelt goodbye to everyone in Amphibia, and they return. And Sasha and Marcy are reunited for 10 years. And meanwhile, Anne gives Sprig her phone, and so he's documenting their adventures. He's going off on another adventure. And then the series concludes with Anne, Sasha, and Marcy saying hello to each other after 10 years. Oh, so Amphibia. It makes me cry every single time. A solid emotional finale, but it's also really hard to watch. But it's a really good finale. It's very different from Star because it's not as open-ended, but it also is a really good finale. So that's why it's number 2. So number 3, we have Avatar: The Last Airbender. So everything's been leading up to Aang confronting the Fire Lord, and he doesn't want to kill him, but all his past lives and his friends are insisting. So then he disappears onto this giant lion turtle, as we find out, who gives him the ability to bend energy so he can take away the Fire Lord's bending. And so he does that in the end. And before all that, they discover that the Fire Lord is going to burn down the Earth Kingdom. So Sokka and Toph and Suki go and destroy the Earth Kingdom airships. And meanwhile, Zuko's reunited with Iroh, who forgives him, and then he ends up going to confront Azula, and she almost defeats her until she's about to throw a lightning bolt at Katara, and so he takes it for Katara, and Katara defeats Azula. So in the end, and Zuko becomes Fire Lord. He asked Ozai what happened to his mother. So I like this finale. It's very exciting, great action sequences. It's not open-ended, but it's more, there's some open-endedness and some really good stuff in there. So yeah, Star Wars Rebels. Action, emotion, and it was open-ended in the end because it had room for more. So Rebels was a really good finale. I'm not going to take the time to summarize this one because it's kind of confusing to summarize. Then you have Over the Garden Wall, which is this show mini-series I really like. Only in that is really good because it concludes the story. And you're kind of left with this mystery. Was it real or was it not? So, yeah, and then you have Gravity Falls, which there's an apocalypse, but they end up defeating the bad guy. Dipper and Mabel go back to California, but then and they say goodbye to everybody and stuff, just thinking they're going to come back to Gravity Falls. So Clone Wars, very good. Ahsoka and Rex are trying to survive Order 66. So, and then Ahsoka refuses to kill any of the clones, but she ends up leaving her lightsabers behind, which is how she ends up with the white ones. Well, not how, but why she needs new lightsabers. So Darth Vader finds her lightsaber and thinks she's dead. So Lost in Space is the reboot. Really good finale, and then they rush Will to Alpha Centauri after he needs open heart surgery, artificial heart. But then the robots are invading, and so he goes to try to convince them but his heart is failing. His new heart is failing, so then Robot makes a sacrifice to save Will. And so then Will goes to one of the main characters, goes back to Alpha Centauri and ends up saying, when the bad robot tries to stab him again, he ends up taking in Robot because he left a piece of himself in Will's heart. And so then Robot becomes Star. Not really, but it's kind of confusing. But he takes on his body. And so then Robot ends up saving everybody, and Will and Robot go to explore. So pretty cool. I like finale. It's gives us some really good conclusion, and I cried when I thought Robot was gone. Liv and Maddie, they're all leaving in the end, but they all get to fulfill their dreams, and so you're given a proper conclusion to the series, I think. So then, Good Luck Charlie. I don't remember it as well. I just remember liking the finale. Jessie gets a job as an actress like she's always wanted. She says goodbye to the kids as their nanny. And then the mom agrees to be a stay-at-home mom and really take care of her kids. And then you have WandaVision, which Wanda discovers her identity as the Scarlet Witch. She defeats Agatha Harkness. When she's released, she says goodbye to Vision and her kids. And yeah. So yeah, that's the top 12 good finales. So then we're going to go into the bad series finales. So first of all, we have Mighty Men. It's just because the show got canceled and they decided to do Lab Rats Elite Force instead. It's just, you didn't really get a good conclusion to the mom being a villain arc. And then you never knew really what happened to her. She got powers from the Arcturian, but then how did they defeat her? And then the next thing you know, Mighty Men's destroyed. Really weird. Anyway, Lab Rats Elite Force got canceled. I hated that show, but I was still very disappointed when it got canceled because I really wanted to see what happened. It was finally decent, and then they canceled it. Girl Meets World got canceled as well, and I didn't really care for the finale because it's called Girl Meets Goodbye, and they're like making this decision, and then it makes just no. And then H2O, I didn't care for the finale because they just made it where the water tentacle was good all along, and it was just trying to show them a video so they could save the world. Weird thing. But at least Lewis came back. I don't know. I didn't care for it. And then the magic was failing. So DuckTales. Oh my gosh, that was an awful finale. Webby was a clone. No, Webby got cloned. But then you found out she was a clone herself of Scrooge. And the battles were just lame. It was kind of funny though at the end they ruined the bad guy's plan by saying Greenland was the greatest adventure of all. That was kind of cute. But other than that, I didn't really care for it. I wanted it to be about Huey, Dewey, and Louie instead of it's about Webby. It's kind of like the whole season 3 was just focused on Webby instead of because it was supposed to be about Huey. Because season 1 was about Dewey. Season 2 was about Louie. Season 3 was supposed to be about Huey, but it was about Webby. And then by season 4 to make up for the lack of focus on Hugh. As I'm disappointed in DuckTales. Tangled this series. Now, Cassandra turned bad, and they didn't give her a very good redemptive arc. Because Varian had a really nice redemptive arc. I mean, all he wanted was to free his dad. And he felt betrayed. Well, Cassandra felt betrayed too, but she tried to kill Rapunzel. I felt like Varian, had a better arc, and then she only really turned good when then Terry turned against her. So, and then she leaves. And it was creepy when they were in that other place. No. The only part I liked was that it showed the engagement of Rapunzel and Eugene. It was pretty cool. But yeah, lame, boring, terrible. Sweet Life on Deck got canceled as well. But it kind of had this okay finale. I just didn't like how they ended it. Then Teen Titans. Cliffhanger, canceled show. It was so sad. And Beast Boy was trying to jog this girl he thought was Tara Zimri, and she told him not interested, and things changed, and she wasn't the girl he wanted her to be. Just a memory. And so then he leaves to go help the other Titans. But then I wanted to see this battle. I wanted to see his reaction to it. So yeah, that's some good and bad series finale. Please let me know if you enjoyed this video. If you did, please send me an email or like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.